Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. CIG and Foundry 42 are pumping out 3.1 hotfixes and patches to improve stability and for other various testings. In fact, PTU patches 3.1.3b and C have been released over the last few days, fixing a multitude of crashes. But they're also working on that 3.2 branch coming live at the end of June, and in Around the Verse they went through some of the 3.2 roadmap features briefly with some updated visuals and a mining prototype. I've actually recently done a video and a couple of articles looking at the 3.2 features, so we're going to briefly go over the new bits and the visuals and the mining prototype. So they are prioritising development goals for 3.2 based on that feature survey that the community gave feedback for, and they're balancing the new in-game economy and kiosks that are used to purchase items and adding more items and weapons to purchase for ships in-game because of that. Though there are still no confirmations of ship purchases with Alpha UEC in 3.2, I will continue to push and find out more. In fact, I'll ask that at BoredGamer over this weekend. Components and weapons are now going to need attention from a ship's point of view. In 3.2, configuring shields and power will actually be meaningful, weapons can overheat and misfire, wear and tear will be a thing, system failure, customization, and ship performance will be more in the hands of players. The Moby-Glass Manager apps are also getting some extra polish and functionality, and 3.2 is going to make it much easier to communicate, assist, and play with friends. Co-op in-game in a much better state, basically. Mining has had an early prototype working in the dev branch with the Prospector. The mining laser breaks up rocks. The extraction tool harvests the fragments and then stores them in the onboard containers. The contents is then sellable. The graphics and audio are going to give gameplay cues as well. You won't need to refer to the HUD after you've played a reasonable amount because you'll be able to see graphically and audio-wise what your mining laser and what your mining's doing. It looks like the first iteration that we'll have for mining in 3.2 will be us controlling the power of the laser with a throttle when it comes to mining asteroids. You'll then want to keep the amount of heat or energy that is going into that asteroid at a sweet spot that will change during the mining process. Being in that sweet spot for long enough will result in a controlled explosion and the best possible outcome for mining. There are dangers of mining though. If you don't keep it in that sweet spot and you go massively overboard, you could cause the asteroid to explode, potentially losing resources and causing damage to anything nearby. This is all going to be combined together for planetary and asteroid mining, but then it's going to be improved and polished for 3.2 over the coming weeks. Persistent Universe bounty hunting missions will also be improved with 3.2 with more AI world lines, and the AI in general will have better, more satisfying combat ability. Interdiction and missions in general are going to receive a lot more polish. They showed off some of the new Vandal Blade visuals as well as props, and some of the other ships also being released with 3.2. Hurston has been getting a lot of love as well, and they're working on environments and biomes there, as well as its moons and landing zones, and they've actually made quite a lot of progress with Hurston, even though it's not coming until 3.3. Rest stops are getting more work done to their procedural layouts and lighting. There was also a featurette on character customization in ATV. Basically, character customization options are going to keep on growing. You're going to get many more options facially with your character in the coming updates, but also there are going to be more choices of clothing, armor, and other pieces too. Lots of customization coming. Female customization and clothing and characters should all be coming with 3.4's release in December. The Vandal Pulse. So an eagle-eyed viewer, Alistair3149 on Reddit, spotted the Vandal Pulse in a frame listed with some other Vandal ships. This might be something that won't get used, it might be an old thing that was like literally legacy, but it could be something that we're going to get in the game eventually, or that's Squadron 42 based, a scout ship maybe for the Vandal, or an EMP or E-warfare ship. Who knows? BoredGamer is this weekend up by Manchester Airport in the UK. It is going to disrupt my videos slightly as I'm going up there tomorrow. Tickets are available on their website, but also at the door too. It's going to be a day packed with panels, exhibitors, videos, fans, devs, socialising, and just generally be an awesome Star Citizen fan fest full of awesome goodness. If you can't make it up, the whole thing will be streamed from 10 AM BST on twitch.tv/BoredGamer. Also, do you have any questions for the devs. I suspect that some questions may be taken from the chat at that Twitch address that I just gave you. But also, you can post ones for me to ask devs while I am scurrying around the event. And I will be looking for development nuts like a squirrel. I haven't really thought that similarly through. But feel free to ask in the comments if you want me to ask anyone relevant any questions that I can. There will be no NDAs to deal with, so I can make a video about it later. I will be attempting to interview some devs throughout the day, as Aaron's going to be there, Brian Chambers is going to be there, and a whole host of other devs. Every month we have a giveaway for Star Citizen. For this April, it's a massive salvage ship, the Aegis Reclaimer, provided by our featured app, My Radar. My Radar is a free weather app that also includes full-scale maps of the 3 moons of Crusader, including Yela, Sullen, and Daymar. Users can scroll around the interactive maps and zoom in to the landscape to see the geography of those moons. My Radar is available in the US, Europe, Japan, South Korea, and coming this summer to Australia. It is a real-life weather app as well, so you can see the weather in your general area and in those countries too. It's available on iOS, Android, and Windows. Please check it out in the links below if you are interested. But to be in for a chance of that Reclaimer, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos throughout April. Each video gives you another chance to win. Do you have any questions about Star Citizen, its development, gameplay mechanics, suggestions for videos, whatever? Chuck them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, please find the links to Patreon as well as everything else we discussed down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.